Morning, guys. This is Wayne from Tractor Retirement Living. We had a Christmas celebration, family celebration. A little bit before Christmas, we always get together and do a hog roast. But anyway, that happened this past Saturday, and I have a lot of garbage to put out by the road, and I found the easiest thing to do that I can enjoy putting that garbage out by riding along in my tractor. I got the forks on the front, and all I do is ride down to my daughter's house, and I think she's got a couple of big bins of garbage I need to put out, big cans. I got another daughter that lives at the end of the road. I'm back here on we got about 16 acres altogether. I maintain with my tractor. Not doing too much fall gardening right now. But anyway, I'm gonna roll over here and get these cans and get them out by the road because garbage comes in the morning. I got a little time to do it today, so I'm gonna go ahead and catch them today. So hang with me, and we'll get this garbage out. All right, if y'all can see here, this is where we cook the hog. This is the grate we use when we cook the hog, and they did a fine job. I did a video on the hog cooking, hog roasted. We did it in this building right here, my daughter's building. This bay on the end right here, she uses it for storage, but she's got the other two bays set up as what she calls the party bay. And she hosts the annual Christmas roast, pig roast every year. We try to do that a couple of weeks before Christmas, and all the families invited to that. Everybody comes out, and hog is the main event. But we start about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the morning building the fire, and people come all day long. Ones that don't have to work, they usually come spend the day with us. And then the ladies, the women folk, they always, we do breakfast, and they have stuff to eat all day long. They're constantly cooking stuff, so it's a good time. But anyway, this is just one of the garbage cans. That was garbage that was accumulated from this thing this past Saturday. I got a video on this hog roasting, and I'm gonna post it pretty soon. And I'll check back with y'all in a little bit. I live down it's about a quarter mile long road. All these leaves along the edge of the road here, as you can see, they give me trouble when I run in my land plane this time of year, because the leaves fall out the tree, pine needles fall out the tree, and try to keep the road graded. During the dry months, the summer months, everything's green. It's not a big deal. But I bought a land rake, 3-point hitch land rake, 72-inch, to run on this tractor. I run a Branson Legacy 2IM 5520 shuttle shift. Never was into the hydrostatic transmissions that much, although sometimes I wish I had one, because I got a granddaughter and nieces and nephews that I would like to put in this tractor, but it's just a little learning curve for them. But they learn, and once you learn to drive this thing, you can drive anything. But anyway, I grew up on a regular gear tractor, and I'm more comfortable with that power shift. I mean that shuttle shift. It's not a power shift, it's a shuttle shift. I do have to clutch it every time I need to switch it, manually clutch it. But I'm comfortable with it, and I think I can work it as fast as anybody with that's does a hydrostatic. I mean, you go into a pile to pick up something, you're stopping anyway. So while you're stopping, you just coordinate yourself to hit that clutch at the same time, put it in reverse, back on, back up. I mean, that's how I look at it. Anyway, we're getting to the blacktop. This is where we put our garbage out. And I'm just taking my time, you know. It's a pretty day. I got the air blowing in this thing. I tell you what, cab is how to go. I went for 66 years driving open station tractors and got into all kinds of stuff as far as allergies and bees and limbs hitting me and all kind of stuff like that. My daddy we had 4 on the farm, and I tell you what, I always wanted a cab. I thought they were cool. Back in the day, they weren't. Only the big rich farmers had cab tractors. Now they're affordable. I'm gonna tell you, if you're out there and you're gonna spend $20,000 for a tractor, or $23,000 for a tractor, and you're financing it, you know, spend another $4,000 to $8,000, whatever you need to get into that cab tractor, because at the end of the day, come on, you be thankful you had it. You know, I used to have to get out and put hay out for cows, and it was rainy and misty. I'd have to put a slicker suit on and all that, put round bales out, and it seemed like a tree would fall. The worst thing, the only time a tree falls on the fence is when there's a storm, and when there's a storm, it's raining, it's cold, it's windy, it's dark. You know, cab tractor's the way to go. You know, you gotta be a little more cautious with a cab tractor as far as going under trees and stuff like that. But hey, that'll make you get out there and trim all your limbs and stuff and get everything back pretty. Anyway, cab tractors is the way to go. And look, if you're financing it and you got a good interest rate, what you looking at? $30 to $50 more a month to have that cab tractor? Hey, to me it's a no-brainer, but you know, everybody's got their own budget. I know, I've been there. I live on a budget, but I could not go with a cab tractor at my age, and I tell you what, I don't regret one bit. And I've talked to a lot of guys my age, a little bit younger than me, that just went and buy a new tractor. And they said, man, I wish I'd have done like you and got a cab tractor. And a lot of people regret it. That's like when I bought this 55 horse. I don't need but about a 30 horse, 35 horse. But the price was so good for what you got on this size. And every once in a while, I may have to have something a little bigger. And I'd rather be out in the field saying, man, I'm sure glad I got that 55 horse tractor, because, you know, that 35 horse, I'd had to call somebody to come help me with a bigger tractor. But you don't need it all the time, and when you do need it, it's there. Just like my first 4-wheel drive that I ever had as a truck. You know, I said, I don't really need a 4-wheel drive, but I ran across a good deal on a 4-wheel drive, and I had that son of a gun, and I drove it for years, and that's all I drive now is 4-wheel drive. I'll never buy another 2-wheel drive truck, because I don't use a 4-wheel drive that often, but when I need it, it's there. That's my philosophy on this. Anyway, let me put this garbage down, and I'll get back with y'all in a little while. You see this road, we got to maintain this road. We got to keep it cut back and everything. Johnny's got a little Mahindra tractor, a little 45 horse Mahindra, and he's got my land plane on it, and he kind of keeps the road up. He's retired, he keeps the road up. Me and him kind of got a deal. I do all the dirty work and fence rows and trees that fall and that kind of thing. And Johnny, his main thing is he likes to get on that track. He likes to grade that road, and that land plane does a great job. But I told him, but he has fits with this road during the wintertime, because the leaves and everything gets on the edge, it bogs up the gravel, it don't want to roll. Oh, y'all can see right here, this tree's going to have to come down. I don't have time right now, but it will fall. In my luck, it always falls across the road. And guess what? I got to put the grapple on and come cut it out the road. But we got to take that tree down. But the woodpecker's been having fun with that tree, I guarantee you. But anyway, Johnny kind of maintains the road, and that's a great help. road, when the weather's right, mainly during the summer, and when it rains, it's not the best time to try to grade the road. But usually in South Louisiana, when it rains, it may rain 2 or 3 days in a row, but then you get 2 or 3 days of sunshine, and that sun's good and hot, it dries that road up. So you just kind of watch the road, and every time you see it dry enough after a little rain, you go hit it. It takes 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes on that lane plan. You just get it on there, you set it on one side. He don't have a hydraulic tilt, he's got a manual tilt on his tractor. He just sets a slight angle at it, goes down one side, goes back down, goes down the other side, and he comes back to the concrete and gets it level, takes his tilt off, gets it level, goes back over the top, and look, you're done. And it looks like a brand new road. I mean, those land planes are great for that. But what I'm gonna do with this rake, I'm gonna rake this pine straw and all these leaves. I'm gonna tilt it where it's throwing that rake toward the ditch. And we'll get a big rain and all them leaves, and they'll just flow on down the ditch to the creek and all. So that house is like, that house was built in the early 1900s, somewhere between 1900 and 1920, something like that. It is a old house. It's over 100 years old. This house was built years ago, back in the 50s, and it's in dire need of a bunch of work. But we're about to move down to this house I'm going to. It's my mother-in-law's house. She just passed away. Right here we have trouble with the land plane, all this pine straw. So if you see right here, all this pine straw along the side of the road, that gives us fits. So that's when that rake's gonna come in handy. All this pine straw. So anyway, this pine straw now, I don't have much of a ditch to let it fall in, but I'll go ahead and I'll rake it up and I'll pull it off in this pasture somewhere, and we'll burn it or use it as compost or something like that. Me and my father-in-law built this house. This house was built back in the 70s, late 70s, late 70s, early 80s. It's a nice little house, little 2-bedroom. When we get back here, this is his barn. This is where my tractor's going to eventually be parked, in that middle bay. He got a workshop on the end bay, on the bay here to the left, looking at it. And then we got storage on the right. And then we have an old 600 Ford that we used to grade the road with. And you can see it's up in there. I'm going to pull up alongside, see if we can see it. It's kind of in the shade. That's a good old tractor. See it a little better right there. Let me get this door open. That's a little 600 Ford. It runs. It won't crank right now. I gotta put some points in it and do a little work on it. Probably needs a tune-up, good tune-up. We hadn't run it for a couple years, 2 or 3 years. Since Johnny had got that Mahindra, he started taking care of the road. So he would take care of the road before I bought this thing. I would go down, take the land plane off, put the bush hog on, and I'd clip everything with the bush hog, or brush hog, as y'all young guys are calling it these days. And but we got vinyl siding on this barn, but later on I'm gonna do a video and show y'all. All the wood in that barn was cut with a Wood-Mizer sawmill that I bought in 1981, I think it was. And we built that barn with that sawmill. It had board and bat, lap side. Well, it had lap siding on the outside, not board and bat. We ran it vertical, not horizontal. And then through the years, it started deteriorating a little bit. My father-in-law decided he wanted to put vinyl on it, so we got ahead and covered it with vinyl. As you can see, it's a nice place back here. So I got a total of 10 acres here. These 3 piles of brush, when my mother-in-law passed away, my father-in-law, when he was retired, he used to keep this place looking like a state park. And me and my son, we got out here and we trimmed all these limbs, because I was mowing all this, but I couldn't get close to these pine trees, and we had limbs and too much stuff hanging for this cab. And I do have a flail mower that'll stick out 5 feet, but I still just wasn't getting close enough to do it justice. But he got out here and we took that fork, put a cage on it. Took these forks, I got these Titan forks that I got on front of this thing. That's the first time I bought bought this tractor, because without a set of forks, you can't get equipment from nobody. they'll charge you extra to come out there and unload it. Then I bought that little cage. The little cage wasn't that much. It does the job though. Keeps you safe. Bought that little cage when me and my son went along there, and I drove, and he took the little chainsaw, and we just used battery operated chainsaw, and we just knocked down all them limbs. And after we finished putting everything on the ground, I took the forks off, put my grapple. See, my grapple is sitting over there. I got an Ironcraft grapple. Bought it from Good Works Tractors. Got a good deal on that. And then you see further down, I got a Medmax box, grader box, 72-inch grader box. And on the very end, I don't know if you can hardly see it, but on the very end I have a stump bucket. And the flail mower on the back of this tractor, as you can see right here, this flail mower, I bought it from Titan. I was going to buy it from Medmax, but their turnaround time was 6-8 weeks out. And I said, oh, shoot, by the time I get that mower, the summer will be over with, and I won't have no grass to mow. So I spent a few dollars more and bought that from Titan, and it's been a good mower. There's my BL200 bucket that came on this tractor. I just got it sitting right there. I use it a lot. I pick it. I'm constantly this quick connect on the front of these tractors. That's a dream, man. Growing up, we were 3-point hitch only, and we always always aggravated. I didn't mind getting on the tractor. The part I hated was putting whatever I needed to put on the tractor. But anyway, got to run back here to my daughter's. I got one more can back there left to load, and then we'll take it out to the road. And I have my little can that I need to put out by the road. And the garbage day is over with. It's time to go pick all the cans up. I do the cans with my forks because I just like driving the tractor. I'll be honest with you. Give me a reason to drive my tractor. And if I have the bucket on the front here and I don't have the forks, I won't go take the bucket off just to put the forks on. I can put 2 cans in that bucket. So, and then you gotta make a couple trips to the road. And like I said, it's give me a reason to drive my tractor. And that's what retirement's all about, doing the stuff you like to do. I'm gonna run over here and catch this other can real quick. Show you how we're gonna pick it up. This house right here used to belong to my sister-in-law. It got built in the 80s, but it ended up selling to somebody out of the family, and we maintained the road up to their house. Let me snag this other can. I didn't turn it right enough to catch it the way I need to catch it, but I'm gonna see if I can turn it with my forks a little bit. That's a little bit there. Let me see if I can pick it up now. I'm trying to get in that burn pile and stand out of that burn pile because I know some stuff got put in that burn pile that had nails and all in it, and I don't want to pick none of that up in my tire. But there it is. I got it picked up. I got to get my front bucket on here and come clean that pile out. And I'm building get down a little here. It's kind of bumpy right here. Go down a second range. I'm building a power pack to go on the back, a 3-point hitch power pack going back to this tractor. I'm going to be buying a brush cutter, and I'm going to start clearing some of this stuff out all along here. On the 5 acres right behind my house, the old house over there, I got another 150, 200 foot of woods all the way to my main fence that goes back a good ways, a good, I don't know, 300-400 yards. And that's what I'm gonna do with that power pack and that brush cutter. I'm gonna get in there and cut all the small stuff out. I want to get it back to where I can kind of look through the woods and see my fence line. I'm probably gonna buy a Medmax mill. I've been looking at the sawmills. I like the woodland mills. I've looked at the Cooks. I've looked at every mill there is. I owned a Woodnut Miser 36-inch mill back in 1980. I was the 3rd person in this state to have it. I went up to Indiana and picked it up. got a 2-hour crash course on it from Laskowski Enterprises back when they owned. We met the Laskowski brothers. Funny story with that. I called about a year ago. I said, "Hey, y'all got any loyalty discounts?" Cause I was one of the first guys to buy y'all's band mill when nobody was talking about band mills. And they said they didn't. The Laskowski brothers didn't own the place no more. Something like the guy I talked to. I don't know how accurate the story was, but he had heard of them. And but they built a top-notch mill. I built that house we just came from. That house was my first house back here. I built it with that mill. I had another barn that was here, but since then they've tore it down. But that I built back here. And I did a lot of custom sawing for a lot of people. It was a portable mill, so I went on the place. And that's a young man's game if you want to really work hard at it. It's a lot of money to be made with custom milling wood. But that's a whole another subject for another time. But I am going to be getting a mill. I have a lot of timber around here that can be milled that needs to come down. I do have some logs I need to go get that the lady gave me. She had them cut down, but the people wanted too much money to haul it off. And they laying in the yard. As soon as it dries up and this big old tractor don't mess all her yard up, I'm gonna walk over there and pull my flatbed trailer over and I'm gonna load those things up. That's a video for another day. Get this garbage can by the road. And, we're gonna call that an end of this little video here. So look, y'all take care. Y'all keep working on them tractors, keep operating them tractors, but be safe on those tractors. Those tractors can hurt you if you don't take your time with those tractors. Don't get in a hurry. That's when most accidents happen, when people get in a hurry. So anyway, I'm gonna sign off, and God bless y'all.